Brown. It's 7 o'clock. May I have a motion to go into open session?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, then moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, very good. 5-0. All right. So, number 2, the requested board action relative to setting the millage rate.
Good evening again. The superintendent recommends the adoption of the fiscal year 20 millage rate as follows. M&O millage rate 19.788 and debt service millage rate 0 for a total millage rate of 19.788. Rationale. The M&O millage rate may not exceed 20 mills by law. The millage rate has been set at 20 since fiscal year 11. For fiscal year 20, the millage rate for M&O will be reduced to 19.788, which is more than the rollback rate of 18.708. The debt service millage rate will remain at 0 mills as we will be using eSPLOS 4 funds to help pay the principal and interest on our bonds. The total combined millage rate will be 19.788 mills.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Robinson. So 19.788 is the recommendation from the superintendent. The mills was at 20, so recommendation of 19.78 instead. Is there a motion to move this forward for discussion?
So moved.
Okay, been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Been moved in second. The floor is open for discussion among the board members. Discussion or feedback?
No, I'd just like to say that I think the board has worked diligently in trying to make sure that we take care of our employees, which I feel we've done so in a very cautious way, but able to get them where they are now. And secondly, the citizens have been very supportive of us with our SPLOS referendums, and I think we owe it to them since we have some extra funds to take care of them. We wish we could do more, but I would like to just say that I appreciate the citizens supporting us. So I think what we need to do with these funds that we have is give it back to the citizens.
And,
Go ahead, Ms. Coggins.
and I'd like to say I would love, as a taxpayer myself, to give back more and reduce the millage rate. But knowing what it takes to run the school system now and based on all the facts that we've presented and speaking with the superintendent, I'm hesitant to reduce or roll back the rate too much and then having to come back next year, the year after, and go right back, and ask for more. So being fiscally conservative, I would like to just see us go down in small incremental steps. So I think the 19.788 is a good start, and next year I would love for us to go down some more, if at all possible. But this is a good start, and I know our ending fund balance. I think we talked about it too. This would allow us our projected ending fund balance to still be close to where we need to be, because it changed the numbers. If we roll back the millage rate, it will change what we, how we based a lot of our decisions earlier this year on our budget. So, in saying all that, I think the 9.788 is a good starting point for us.
Okay. Any other feedback, comments?
Yeah, I agree that whatever we can do to help right now, we should. At the same time, we've made a lot of progress in our school system. We're on a good trajectory, and I don't want to see that damaged. I'm probably more aggressive at a 19.5 probably rollback, which is still not the recommended rollback rate. I'd love to see us get there, but I share Ms. Coggins' sentiments that if we can roll it to 19.788 with, look at it again next year, like we do every year, and if there's opportunity to roll it back again with, more income coming in from different sources and from the county, then I absolutely, I think everybody on the board would look for that opportunity and seize it if we can. So I could go with a 19.788. I'd love to see it going down. So thank you for your recommendation. I hope there are more to come.
Okay, thank you. Any other feedback?
Yes, I'll make another comment. I have a different view. I think we have an obligation to pay our employees a competitive wage, just as we've done comparing to other areas. And I think by reducing the millage rate, put us in a vulnerable position, and we're making a statement that we don't need any additional funds other than what we got to manage the affairs and the duties of this county school system. And we'll have to come back and ask again next year for that portion that which we want to give away today. We have too many things that we can spend and be a good steward of the taxpayers, as we've been doing before, good steward of the tax dollars that we want to not collect for next year. Again, teacher salaries, we can, buses we need. Our parents are concerned about our kids in hot buses in the afternoon, and the degrees are just unbearable out there to wait. We need air-conditioned buses for our students, and this is a good way to advance the trouble that we have with our buses. We have all that space there, those years, where the teacher's salary was let down. So did our operations, our maintenance to our buildings and such. We didn't do them like we should have. And we have an obligation to maintain our buildings, our operations, and we're not doing that like we should. And I looked on the slide will show you how much we did not collect to do our operations. And where's the money coming from? This is part where it's coming from. And yes, we have the SPLOST. And let me say this, and I'll be quiet. No one appreciate and would like to reduce the taxes more than I do, because I firmly believe, personally, I pay more than my fair share. That's how I feel. And I'll do what I have to do to make sure we are managing the money that the public trusts in us using. And you can see, I'm out there apparently by myself, because my colleagues are already coming that they want to increase it. That don't bother me, because I know, I have a conviction that I'm doing the right thing and spending the taxpayer dollar as a good steward. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'll save my comments for last as always. So, and I think we're ready to vote as well. But I wholeheartedly agree with Mr. Turner, Mr. Bailey, and Ms. Coggan when it comes to this situation. I've said it in the past. We have more citizens than we do have teachers in our school system. The citizens have always been good to the school system. Whenever we had an e-SPLOST that needed to be voted on, have always passed it, and I greatly appreciate that. I think because they made sacrifices for us to support us 100%, that we should do the same. It's our obligation. It's our due diligence. And I think if we start by cutting a small amount, like Ms. Coggan said, then we can look at decreasing moving forward. But if we keep it the same at 20 meals, then we go back next year to talking about decreasing it to 19.78. So just start at the 19.78 and hopefully we can go down. We're in this situation to begin with, not because we are raising or increasing the millage rate, but because the home values went up. And so since the home values went up, of course your taxes that you now owe to the school system go up automatically with it. The meals was always set at 20. So that is my sentiment. I have a teacher in my household, and still we owe it to the citizens. They've been wholeheartedly supportive of us, of the school system throughout these years. So with that being said, we have the motion that is on the floor of 19.78. All in favor of the millage? 780. Oh, let me give you that extra 8, please. 19.788 for the record. All in favor of 19.788, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay, 4-1, Ms. Guthrie. Okay, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Other matters of interest?
just like to say, I'm anxious for the first day of school. I'm ready for us to begin, kind of, sort of. But anyway, that's it. I just want to welcome everybody back, and I hope everybody has a great first day, or first week.
Any other matters of interest?
Just a reminder that the first day of school is this Thursday, August the 1st. So in case the children are telling a different story, it is actually this Thursday, August the 1st.
We're not starting in July.
We are not starting in July like some other places started. We are starting August the 1st.
Okay. All right. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
On adjourning?
Yeah.
Okay. 4-1. 4-1, Ms. Guthrie. Meeting adjourned 7:11 p.m.
I don't use that move, I like that.
Caught us off guard there.
Talked about it some.